I had run out of options in the conventional medical community. The only answer I was getting was more and higher doses of prednisone. They had been growing and my health condition had been deteriorating over the last couple of years, and primarily respiratory, where I was literally from October through early March, I had pneumonia and could not get rid of it. Multiple antibiotics, and then heavy doses of prednisone, continued higher doses. And early in March, I had heard about West Clinic through a friend and did some investigation of it, and I was convinced when the doctor said he was going to increase my prednisone one more time and to call him in a month. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And so I called and came down here. They did not diagnose me until I actually went to the emergency hospital a week before I came in here. And that's when they said I had pneumonia, which I knew I had had months earlier, but just hadn't officially gotten the diagnosis. But very ill. Chronic fatigue for months and months and months. So I was a very active person all my life, and I found myself having to check out of my office at 1:32 in the afternoon on more than just an occasion to go home and actually take a nap. Would sleep through the afternoon and then get up, eat with my wife, and then go back to bed. West Clinic was amazing. They got me in rather quickly as I pled with them on the telephone with Jody. Through Alicia, they could tell that I was quite sick through the blood test, looking through the dark microscope. And Dr. J confirmed that I did in fact have Lyme disease. And that was the underlying factor. And so I was all ears. And I told him to treat me as aggressively as he would treat himself, knowing that what he knows. And he in fact said he would do that, and he did. I came 2 consecutive weeks with aggressive therapy, IV therapy, and different unconventional strategies. And I can tell you, after day 3, I've driving back to Salt Lake City in my rental car, driving here 3 days, 72 hours earlier, hacking through a snowstorm. I didn't think I was going to make it. Just terrible after a flight. My lungs were so congested. 3 days later, I don't think I coughed 2 or 3 times driving down to Salt Lake City. I got in that airport and I remember calling my wife saying, "This is amazing. I feel changed." Came the following week, drove down with my wife, had more treatments, and then they asked me to take a month off, which I did, and I'm back this week for more treatments, but I literally feel 15 years younger. And I'll have to say, I came in here somewhat skeptical. You know, I thought I'd tried most everything, but what was the most convincing to me was the genuine sincerity of Dr. J and the many treatments that he has done to so many patients. But what hit home to me was I sat in that IV room and listened to story after story after story of individuals that had been treated and diagnosed for a myriad of things. Today, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and he's here, a young man sitting across from me, and he's here today, and he's been diagnosed with Lyme disease, and he's progressing. But many stories that I heard, and first-person accounts where I saw people and I saw change lives, and now I am one of those.